Hi to you, people on the internet. My name is Adelina, you can call me Della, and today I'm gonna talk about this new cool show called Heated Rivalry. It's the world's newest obsession. And me myself, I'm Russian, so I thought maybe some people will be interested in my perspective, and I am in fact in Russia right now. So yeah, there is a possibility I'm gonna burst into tears mid-sentence. It's totally normal, totally okay, don't worry. My general thoughts that the show itself, it was fine, it was okay. I will say I expected more, honestly, because everyone just lost their minds, and I saw so many edits, so many opinions. Even in Russia, it's actually this show is actually very popular in Russia among straight women and gay men, and they discuss it and they love it. But I also liked it, but not like I'm obsessed with it. I don't think I share this experience of obsession with you guys. I'm sorry. I think maybe it's because I'm a lesbian and I don't find muscular men attractive, and this show is full of them. They all like naked all the time. They all have hair, so much hair. I don't like hair. I don't like hair on body. And for me, like these muscular men, for me they look like potatoes. I mean, yes, they're cute, they're in love, I can feel the emotion, but all I see is potatoes. Gay potatoes are nice. I also would say that this show is pretty compact. It's a mini-series and it has no like empty and unnecessary scenes, I would say. So I like that it's not wasting my time, but at the same time, because it's so short and it has just like the most essential things happening, sometimes I needed maybe more details and maybe more depths. I also think the actors did a great job. I will talk about Russian language in a minute, but in general I would say it was better than 90% of all attempts at Russian in Western media. Also, it's a Canadian show. I usually watch American TV, but I see it has some difference. I would say it feels grounded. So our first main character is Shane Hollander. He is a Canadian, also half Asian, half Japanese, and apparently it's like super important because it mentioned a few times in the show. Also, I see people mention it while talking about the show. People out there, they talk about their identities a lot and how it's important to have like representation, how diversity is important, and I agree, I 100% agree. It's just a little bit weird for me because we don't have things like this in Russia. If someone like does something, no one mentions their ethnicity or like their sexual orientation, never mentioned. Maybe it's because political and discourse like in general in Russia is not in this direction. I don't think it's a good thing, because I actually, as I said, I like representation. I'm used to watching Western media. I like Shane. I think he's my favorite. I mentioned already I don't like how men look, but he has the least amount of hair out of the male character. And this makes him more attractive to me, even though he's still a potato, but he's like the prettiest potato out of the all potatoes in there. So Ilya Rozanov is the second main character, and he's the one who's Russian. I'm not gonna lie, I decided to watch the show because I heard that there is a Russian character and that his Russian is actually pretty good and he talks Russian a lot. His Russian not perfect, of course I can hear the accent. I would say he did a great job. I'm proud of him. He should be proud of himself. I can see that he put a lot of effort. He put so much effort, and there is a lot of Russian words, a lot of Russian conversations. I like the fact that Russian characters, when they are talking to each other, they use Russian language. That's refreshing to see. As I said, Russian is not represented very well, and most of the times when you need like someone speak Russian, the Russian speaking actor is never casted, so they just try to say something, but most of the time it's horrible. It's like, hi, how are you, blah 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 blah, oh yeah, good, me too, blah 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 blah. That's how it looks like. And this show, it wasn't like this particularly. It just was, I could hear that Ilya's Russian is not that good as, for example, his brother's Russian or like Svetlana's Russian. I think they are native speakers because they sounded better than him. And when he had conversations with them, I could hear like them not having an accent, and he had an accent, and it was kind of weird. As I said, it was still very impressive. He did a great job. I really loved the scene with his monologue in Russian. It's like my favorite scene in the whole show. He did amazing, as I said, and
I forgive him.
I also, when I watched those scenes, it was kind of uncomfortable to watch, so I created like a theory in my head, and my theory is that Ilya and Sasha, they both lived abroad so long, and they every day just spoke so much foreign languages that they actually developed accent in Russian. It's a real thing. It happens sometimes with people who live for years abroad and they like stop speaking their native language. So I just like imagined that Ilya and Sasha, they both just like, they just started forgetting Russian because they spent so much time abroad. I like to think that Alexei noticed how Ilya developed an accent and it passes him off because it puts them even more apart. It's another barrier between them. And as I said, the show is very compact, so Russia itself is not shown particularly, so I don't have anything to say about it. But I have something to say about the names. For example, we have Svetlana, Ilya's childhood friend. And Svetlana is a common name in Russia, but it's the full form. Childhood friends usually don't use full form of their name when they addressing each other. It would be better if Ilya used the short version, Sveta, because it just really feels weird when he says like Svetlana, when they're like alone or they're doing something. But at the same time they have Sasha, and Sasha is the short version of the Alexander, and his friends, they call him Sasha. And this is right, it feels right, because this is how it should be, he has a long name, he has a short name, and his friends call him by his short name. Besides the two main gays, we have additional gays, Scott and Kip, and they are very cute. I don't have many thoughts about them. In the end, I will say that I love when something new enters the pop culture, because now we live in the age of endless sequels, and I truly hate this trend for pre-digested art. And I know Heated Rivalry is based on a book, but I've never read this book, so I don't care. As I said, I love good Russian representation, someone talented enough to work and live in another country. It gives me hope that one day I will be able to do the same. It's a shame that in order to be queer and happy Russian, you need to be as far as possible from Russia. But right now it is what it is, and we can't change it. We only can keep living. It's been a while since I've made a video, so this one probably will be very awkward, but overall I'm very happy I did it. And I'm thankful to you for watching it. I hope you liked it. If you are interested in what I maybe do next, you can subscribe, like, and leave a comment. That's all. Thank you. Bye.